Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
We will now consider nodal analysis with current controlled current sources. Here is a circuit and we have a current controlled current source K times Ix connected between nodes 1 and 2, and this Ix happens to be dependent on the current through R23. Okay, so first of all you realize that this current source appears in the equations for node 1 and node 2 because it's connected between nodes 1 and 2. So if I write for node 1, the currents flowing away from the node, I will have V1 times G11 through this resistor plus K times Ix through the control source to be equal to I1, the independent source injected into node 1. Similarly for node 2, I have to take the currents flowing away from the node. So I have the usual terms corresponding to resistors, which are V2 times G22 plus G23 minus V3 times G23 to be equal to 0 because there is no independent current source pumping current into this node. And we also have this term K times Ix, and that's pushing into the node. Current flowing out of the node will be minus K times Ix. Okay. And for node 3, nothing has changed. It's the same equation that it always was. So we'll have minus V2 G23 plus V3 times G23 plus G33 to be equal to I3. So we do have three equations, but we have this extra unknown here, which is Ix, and the primary variables I would like to use in nodal analysis are the node voltages. This Ix is defined to be the current through this resistor, so it can be rewritten as Ix is G23, the conductance corresponding to R23 times V2 minus V3. Okay. So in both of these, I will replace this with minus K G23 V2 minus V3, and here also I'll have plus K G23 V2 minus V3. I have three equations in three unknowns, the unknown node voltages, and I can solve these to get the node voltages, and after that everything else in the circuit. And you also see that this case is similar to that of a voltage controlled current source, except that you have to go an extra step to eliminate the unknown current Ix. As with the current controlled voltage source, one complication I have not considered is when the controlling current, instead of being here, if it were through some voltage source, you won't be able to do this. You won't be able to write an equation like that because the current through a voltage source is determined by other things in the circuit, not by the voltage source itself. To analyze that properly, we have to consider auxiliary variables, and that is done in what is known as modified nodal analysis, but we will not be considering that in this course. Okay, so as far as this course is concerned, when we have current controlled sources, we will be considering controlling currents to be only those through resistors, okay, not through voltage sources. Okay, now this does not mean that such circuits cannot be analyzed. They can of course be analyzed, but we won't be dealing with them here. Okay.